Dear student, welcome Physics by SKG classes. Myself Dr. SK Gupta. Today I am going to start of the numerical problems based on electrostatics. We have already explained of the numerical problems 1 to 11 my previous video lecture. Now in this video lecture I will be started of the next problem from 12 to 21. This problem is based on electrostatics. Any numerical problem can be solved by three steps. Number 1, what has been given. Number 2, what is to be found out. Number 3, relation between them is an concept. Now first numerical, two spherical conductors capital V and capital C having equal radii and carrying equal charges on them repulse each other with a force F. That means two spherical conductor capital V and C have equal radii and equal charge. They are separated by the Coulomb force. When kept apart at some distance, a third spherical conductor having same radius as that B but uncharged is brought in contact with B. That means uncharged sphere brought in contact with B. After that, charge transfer from one body to another body until they have equal division of the charge. Then brought in contact with C and finally removed away from the board. Again, uncharged sphere contact with charged sphere C. Then after charge transfer from one body to another body until they have equal division of charge. Finally remove away from both the new force of repulsion between capital B and C. So we find out the new force of repulsion between capital B and C. A, that is a uncharged body. Total charge of uncharged body is 0 is the contact of the charged body B. After that, the charge transfer from one body to another body until they have equal division of the charge. So the uncharged body have of the charge Q by 2 and charged body B have charge Q by 2. Then after uncharged body having of the charge Q by 2 again contact with the charged body C. After that, charge transfer from one body to another body until they have equal division of the charge. So the uncharged body having of the charge 3Q by 4 and charged body C having of the charge 3Q by 4. Finally they have separate and again find out the force between charged body B and C separated by the distance F. And we find out of the force between of the charged body B and C separated by the distance R. We know that Coulomb force acting between 2 point charged body F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. But initially spherical conductor B and spherical conductor C both having of the charge equal. So Q1 replaced by Q, Q2 replaced by Q. So the force acting between initially charged body B and C 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Finally we find out of the force between charged body B and C. So the F1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught body B having of the charge Q by 2, body C having of the charge 3Q by 4 separated by the distance R, that is R square, is equal to 3 by 8F. That means after solving that we get of the value 3 by 8F. So right answer is D. A, B and C is not possible. Remember that uncharged body is contact of the any charged body, then after charge transfer from one body to another body until they have equally division of charge. Next, a charged particle small q is shot toward another charged particle capital Q which is fixed with a speed v. That means small charged particle q moving with speed v toward of the another charge capital Q is rest. It approaches capital Q up to a closest distance small r and then return. That means small charge q is near approach of the capital charge Q, then kinetic energy of small charge particle Q is convert electrostatic potential energy of the charges. That means conservation law of energy is applied. Kinetic energy of small charge particle Q is convert electrostatic potential energy of the system of the charge small q and capital Q. If the Q were given a speed twice b, the closest distance of approach would be. That means speed of the charged particle is changed, so the kinetic energy is increased because the kinetic energy it depends speed of the charged particle. Speed is increased 2 times, so the kinetic energy is increased, and near approach distance between small q and capital Q charge is changed. So we find out the near approach distance between small q and capital Q. So we applied of the conservation law of energy. Kinetic energy of small q charge particle is convert electrostatic potential energy of the system of the charge. That means system of charge, that means small q and capital Q make a system of charge. Now we apply the conservation law of energy. Half mv square is equal to electrostatic potential energy K capital Q small q by r. Speed of the charged particle is changed, so the near approach distance between small q and capital Q is changed. So the kinetic energy half m twice b का whole square is equal to electrostatic potential energy K Q capital Q by r dash. So the r dash change of near approach distance between small q and capital Q charge. After solving that, we find out the value of the r dash equal to r by 4. So right answer is the D. A, C, B is not possible. Next, 4 charges equal to minus capital Q charge placed at the 4 corners of a square and a charge small q is at its center. If the system is in equilibrium, the value of the small charge. System is equilibrium, that means net force on each charged particle in system is 0, then the system said to be equilibrium. So remember that this concept, equilibrium of the system, net force on every charged particle is 0, then the system said to be equilibrium. We apply of this concept. This is a system, square is a system. A, B, C, D is the corners of the square having of the equal charge minus q at point A, minus q at point B, similar minus q at point C and minus q charge at point D. We take of the any charge. Suppose that we take of this charge, this charge, this charge, this charge. So we take of the any charge. The resultant force on this charge is 0. Then the system said to be equilibrium. So we take of the minus q charge at point A. So the net force on this minus q charge is 0. Then the system said to be equilibrium. First, we find out the resultant force on charge minus q at point A is 0. First, force acting on minus q charge by charge minus q at point B, that is Fb. Fb is the Coulomb repulsion force. Again, force acting on minus q charge at point B A due to charge minus q at point B, that is Fb, is repulsive force. Similar, force acting on minus q charge at point A due to charge minus q at point D, that is Fd. Fb and Fd both are Coulomb repulsion force. It has same magnitude because the distance of the square is same. So that this distance is A, this distance is A. The value of the Coulomb force Fb and Fd are equal in magnitude. Okay, so Coulomb force acting on minus q charge due to of the small q charge at the center of the square, that is F0. Direction of the F0 toward of the center because the force is attractive nature. So the resultant force we take, so the resultant force component of the Fd along the direction of Fc, component of the force Fb along the direction of the Fc or Fc and equal to F0. Again, component of the force FD along the FC. Component of the force FB along the FC is equal to F naught, because F naught and resultant force along the direction of FC are equal in equal and opposite direction. So the resultant force at on charge minus Q at point A is 0. So the system said to be equilibrium. So first we find out the resultant force along the direction of FC and equal to F naught. FB and FD are equal in magnitude, we have already say. So the value of the FB either FD is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by A square. Value of the FC, force acting on charge minus Q at point A due to charge minus Q at point C is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by root 2A whole square. Because this distance is AC, that is root 2A. How can find out of the root 2A? By using of the Pythagoras theorem, that is A base, that is perpendicular. So A square plus A square is equal to hypotenuse, that is AC square. So we find out of the AC is equal to twice root 2A whole square is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by 2A square. After solving that, F naught, force acting on charge minus Q at point A due to charge small q at center, that is F naught. The direction of the F naught toward of the center, that is attractive force. So F naught is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q small q by root 2A by 2 का whole square. How to get of the root 2A by 2? Because AC is equal to root 2A. Now OA is equal to root 2A by 2 and OC is also root 2A by 2. It is clear? To put here, after solving that, value of the F naught is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught twice capital Q small q by A square. We have already say F naught is equal to resultant force of along the direction of FC, that is F naught is equal to FC plus component of the force FB along the direction of FC, FB cos 45 plus component of the force FD along the direction of the FC, that is FD cos 45 degree. After solving that, F naught is equal to FC, FB and FD are equal in magnitude. So we put here twice FB cos 45 degree. We have already solved the value of the F naught. Put here 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught twice capital Q small q by A square is equal to FC 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by 2A square plus 2 into FB 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by A square into cos 45 degree 1 by root 2. After solving that, Q is equal to capital Q by 4 1 plus 2 root 2. So right answer is the B. A, C, D is not possible. Next, a charged oil dog is suspended in a uniform electric field of 3 into 10 to the power 4 volt per meter so that neither fall nor rise. Very important concept. Neither fall down nor rise up. The charge on the dog will be, take the mass of the charges 9.9 into 10 to the power minus 15 kilogram, and G is the acceleration due to gravity having a standard value on the surface of the earth. G is equal to 10 meter per second square. Now that this concept is the equilibrium of the system. Net force on oil drop is 0. It is clear? How can net force on the charge drop is 0? How can define? Because due to the electric field, so the electrostatic force acting on oil drop in upward direction and weight of the drop in downward direction. These two forces lie in a same direction and lie in a same magnitude and opposite direction. So the resultant force acting on oil drop is 0. That is electrostatic force QE, because due to this electric field, force acting on oil drop is upward direction. That is QE is equal to weight of the oil drop mg. This line is given of the concept oil drop having a balance condition. Any body have balance condition, that means resultant force on the bodies is 0. So the body is rest, the body is equilibrium. So oil drop neither fall down nor rise up. That means oil drop is balanced condition. So the electrostatic force is equal weight of the oil drop. So we find out of the value of the charge Q after solving that is equal to mg by E. Mg mass of the oil drop is given it 9.9 into 10 to the power minus 15. G the acceleration to dg acceleration due to gravity in is given it, put here into 10. E the electric field intensity 3 into 10 to the power 4. After solving that 3.3 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulomb. So right answer is C. A, B, D is not possible. Next, 2-point charges capital 8Q and minus twice Q are located at S equal to 0 and S equal to L respectively. The location of a point on the S axis at which the net electric field due to these point charges is 0. Now we find out a point P at which net electric field intensity is 0 according this concept. First, plus 8Q charge located at the origin S equal to 0 and minus 2Q charge located at point A at a distance L from origins. P the point where resultant electric field intensity is 0 according to the question. The position of the point P with respect to origin, that is S. According the question, resultant electric field intensity at point P is 0, that is E naught plus EA is equal to 0. E naught electric field intensity at point P due to a B plus a Q charge, that is radially outward. Similar, electric field intensity at point P due to a B charge minus twice Q, that is radially inward. So the resultant electric field intensity at point P is initially 0 according to the question. E naught plus EA is equal to 0. E naught, putting the value of the electric field intensity at point P due to a 8Q charge, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 8Q by OP square, that is distance OP square, plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus twice Q by AP square is equal to 0. OP, that is A S, and AP is the OA, that is L, OP, that is S, and AP, that is S minus L. Put here 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught AQ OP, that is S square, plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus twice Q by AP square, that means AP S minus L. So S minus L का whole square. After solving that, S equal to twice L. So S equal to twice L at which the electric field intensity is 0. The point P at which electric field intensity is 0 having of the value S equal to twice L. So right answer is B. A, C, D is not possible. Now question 17. Two thin wire rings, each having of the radius capital R, are placed at a distance D apart with their SA coincide. That means two wire rings having same radius placed at a distance D and SAs of the two rings are coincide. A given in question. The charges on two rings are plus Q and minus Q. Okay. The potential difference between center of the two rings. Now potential difference between center of the two rings. We find out the potential difference between the center of the two rings. That is two rings, ring A and ring B. Radius of the ring A capital R, so the radius of the ring B capital R. According to the question, they have same radius and SAs are coincide. That is SSAs are coincide to each other. Charge of the ring A plus Q, charge on the ring B minus Q. First, we find out the potential of the ring A and center of the ring B. First, we find out the potential of ring A is equal to potential of the ring A itself plus potential of the ring 2, potential of the ring 2 at the center of the ring A. It is clear? Again repeat. We find out the potential at point. We find out the potential of the ring A is equal to potential of the ring A itself plus potential of the ring 2 at the center of the ring A. So the BA is equal to potential of the ring A itself 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by capital R. Potential of the ring B at the center of the ring A, that is this distance is D. This distance is capital R, that is capital R. So the Pythagoras theorem, this distance is equal to under root R square plus D square. So the potential of the ring B at the center of the ring A, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q by under root R square plus D square. Put here. So B is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught taken out common, Q by R minus Q by under root R square plus D square. Similar, potential at ring B is equal to potential of ring B itself plus potential of the ring A center of the ring B. We find out the potential of the ring A at the center of the ring B is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q by R, that is the potential of the ring B itself plus potential of the ring A at the center of the ring B, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by under root R square plus D square. Put here of these value in above equation, this equation. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught taken out common minus Q by capital R plus Q by under root R square plus D square. So the potential difference delta V is equal to BB minus BA. Put here value of BA, put the value of BB, and after solving that, potential is equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught Q by R minus Q by under root R square plus D square. That is the potential difference center of the potential difference between center of the two rings. So right answer is A. B, C is not possible. Next, a parallel plate capacitor is made by stacking an equal space plate connected alternately. Space stacking, that means 1 by 1 plate. If the capacitance between any two adjacent plate is capital C, then the resultant capacitance. This problem is the standard problem. N plates are joined, it means N minus 1 capacitor joined in parallel. So the resultant capacitance is equal to N minus 1 C. So right answer is B. A, C, D not possible. A charge ball capital B hang from a silk thread S. That is a B is the charge ball hang by a silk thread S, which make an angle theta with the large charge conducting sheet. That is a large charge conducting sheet. So this thread making angle theta with the conducting sheet. As shown in figure, surface charge density, that means total charge per unit area, the surface charge density of the sheet is proportional. Is that clear? We find out the surface charge density sigma of the sheet is proportional. First, that is a thread, and go B the charge ball and thread. Thread is the body, charge ball another body. Two body make a system. Is that clear? Any doubt? First, ball hang, a ball suspended by the thread. That means tension force is produced on the thread. Tension force is always pulling force and away from point of the contact, and always away from point of contact. That means that is a ball, that is a thread, that is point of contact. Again see this diagram, that is a point of contact because that is ball and thread, that is point of contact. Tension force is always away from point of contact because it is a pulling force. This angle is theta, this angle is also theta. Resolving component of the tension force, that is a vertical component T cos theta and horizontal component T sin theta. This conducting sheet is produced of the electric field. Due to of electric field, charge ball have experience of the electrostatic force F is equal to Q naught E. E the electric field intensity of conducting sheet having of the value sigma by epsilon naught. into Q, that is a force, is equal to sigma by epsilon naught into Q. Sigma is the surface charge density. Apply the condition for balance. T sin theta is equal to F. F the force acting on a charged ball due to a B electric field produced by the conducting sheet. So F is equal to sigma by epsilon naught into Q, and T cos theta is equal to weight of the ball divided by equation first and second. Tan theta is equal to sigma Q by epsilon naught m into G. So the sigma is proportional to tan theta. So after solving that, sigma proportional tan theta, the right answer is C. A, B, D is not possible. Next, a fully charged capacitor has a capacitance capital C is discharged through a small coil of resistance wire embedded in a thermally insulated block of specific heat capacity S and mass small m. If the temperature of the block is raised by delta T, the potential difference B across the capacitance. That means capacitance is discharged. The energy of the capacitance is gained by the insulated block. So that means conservation law of energy is applied. Energy released by the capacitor, because the capacitor is discharged by the coil of resistance of the coil. So the energy released by the capacitor is equal energy gain by the block. That means conservation law of energy, no loss of energy of the capacitor. Apply the conservation law of energy. So the electrostatic potential energy of the capacitor is lost by the capacitor, because the capacitor discharged by resistance of the coil is equal to energy gained by the block is equal to ms delta T. M is the mass of the block, as the specific heat of the block, delta T the temperature. After solving that, C the capacitance, B the potential difference. After solving that, B is equal to root twice ms delta T by capacitance of the capacitor C. So the right answer is thus B, not A, C, D. Right answer is C, not A, B, D. Okay. Next, electric dipole is placed at an angle of 30 degree of non-uniform electric field. The dipole will be experienced. This question is based on electric dipole, that is a non-uniform electric field. In this area electric field is large. In this region electric field is minimum. So non-uniform electric field, because the electric line of forces are non-symmetric. So the electric field intensity is non-uniform. Electric field will be different at the location of the two charge. Electric field will be different at the location of two charge, that is plus Q and minus Q. Therefore, two force will be unequal, because the electric field is non-symmetric. The force experienced by the capital Q charge and minus Q charge is different. So F1 is equal to QE1 and F2 is equal to minus QE2. So the force is these force will be unequal. That means line of action of the F1 force in this direction, line of action of the F2 force in this direction. The pair of the force are not equal in line of action, they generate of the torque. So this will be result in a force as well as a torque. That means non-uniform electric field in which pair of the force are not equal in line of action, they generate of the torque, and this torque dipole is rotate in electric field, non-uniform electric field. So right answer is C, the torque as well as translation force. Is that clear? तो A, B, D is not possible. ठीक है दोस्तों, आज मैं आपको यहाँ तक प्रॉब्लम में लेके आया हूँ. अगले वीडियो लेक्चर में मैं आगे की प्रॉब्लम आपको लेके आऊँगा 21 से आगे, जो IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस में आई हुई है. आप मेरे वीडियो लेक्चर को लगातार देखते रहें, और इसमें जो भी डाउट आए तो मेरे जो फर्स्ट स्लाइड है उसमें मेरा व्हाट्सअप नंबर, कॉल इन नंबर है. आप मुझे व्हाट्सअप कर सकते हैं. कोई भी अगर आप पे डाउट हैं आप पूछ सकते हैं. ठीक है दोस्तों, मेरे चैनल को लाइक कीजिए और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और कमेंट कीजिए, क्योंकि आप पे कमेंट हमारे लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होंगे और हम चाहते हैं कि आप पे कमेंट से अगर हमें लगता है कि और इम्प्रूव करना है तो हम जरूर इम्प्रूव करेंगे, पर आप कमेंट और सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें। नमस्कार दोस्तों।